do. Okay, guys. Welcome to Eastern Wonder. Come on, game. Why aren't you? There we go. There we go. So, I might have to start the stream without. Hang on. I'm just gonna turn my headset down because otherwise it's gonna. Because I can hear it from over here because my headset isn't very noise cancelling. But for now, I am going to go without headphones whilst playing this game because I don't know if you can tell, but I had a shower recently, so I'm all freshened up, but that does mean that it kind of makes it a little bit of a health hazard to wear headphones right now. Plus, like wearing headphones over wet hair is never a good idea anyway. So yeah. So I won't be able to hear the game, but then honestly, I know what the music's like in this game by now. I don't think I'm missing much. So and plus like all of the voice acting in this game is done by me, apart from there is anime in this game, I think. Or there will be anime in the later games, but yeah, this game is probably the only game in the Apollo Justice trilogy that doesn't really have any voice acting. So yeah. So we are knee deep into what I think is the final trial of Turnabout Serenade, so there is a very good chance that we will be finishing this game today. I say not game, but case. And we will be finishing this case today. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. But so yeah, I wonder if there's anything else I need to bring up. I mean, it might be fine because I've left the door open, so there is still some sun getting in. But hopefully the camera won't go super pink again, just because I had to close the curtains in the room where I stream because the sun was glaring quite badly to the point where I had to move my drinks out of the way because obviously leaving drinks in the sun is never a bad idea and never a good idea. So yeah, so without further ado, I think I am ready to jump right in. So yeah, I'm feeling very energized today. I don't know whether it's because I've had an energy drink, but I do feel like if my voice holds up and if my energy keeps just like, it doesn't get worse, it just either plateaus or gets better, maybe I can do a 4-hour stream today. I am feeling in an Ace Attorney mood, so yeah. Plus then we can get, like, if I do get that far, we can get a fair bit into the next case. So yeah, let's continue. Pardon me. Okay, so Darian is currently in the middle of testimony, so yeah. So I'll probably just not read the rest of this testimony and then start reading from like after the testimony. So yeah. I do hope everyone is having a great start to their week though. I know there might be quite a few parents today that are stressed because I think this week, I mean, I know back when I was at school, this week was always the week where I'd usually start the next year of school. So yeah, I can imagine there might be a few parents out there that are pretty stressed and that had to either get used to, or maybe even there might be a few first timers that are doing the, well, there will be a few first timers that are doing the school runs. But yeah, so I do hope everyone is having a great Monday. I know, I mean, for me, today's been a bit of a, I had a bit of a slow start where I didn't really feel like doing much, but then I think I mean, it feels like I got between 7 to 8 hours of sleep, so I'm kind of like very early on like the optimal sleep threshold for today. So yeah, took me a while to like settle in and be like, yeah, okay, I can job search now. So yeah. But obviously I can't hear the audio, but I'm hoping that the audio for you guys is okay. I mean, I can always check OBS, but I will obviously need to okay, that seems a bit low. Yeah, it seems a little bit low. Okay, I've just boosted it up a little bit more, so maybe. Yeah, I think that's perfect now. So yeah. So you guys should be able to hear the music pretty well, but also hear me as well. But yeah, so we're gonna do the cross-examination. So yeah, that's great. The game is still in control and I have Stream Manager back on my screen. So let's press for now just to get more information. Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latouche was... Oh right, sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunks and undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing how he got wasted. Ha 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 ha. That's cold, dog. When did this become like a GTA game? Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. You want a reason? Easy, I got no motive, man. Press. But that's the same for Machi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he travelled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Ugh, more than I sure did. I mean, think about it. Okay, press. Dorian, you're a detective with international affairs. Yeah, what of it? Even if this was Mr. Latouche's first trip to the country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh? Or don't you take any international trips in international affairs? That's right, well, Detective Crescend. Hehehe, that's your game, is it? Guess I better confess then. Confess? Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas. What? But you're an international... See, me and Plain's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other much. My condolences, her forehead, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country, I can guarantee it. So, that must mean that either the governors have never been on like a world tour, or if they do a world tour, maybe Darian's not with them and they find a replacement. Interesting. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair. How could I possibly know her manager? Suppress. So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? Huh, I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would once talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So you see. Press. You sure about that? What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you. Listen, you try throwing out one of your wild accusations, I'll throw it back at you so hard you'll forget who you're accusing of what. Her forehead, perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, yeah? Ahahaha. Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So he's using this motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too. Evidence. So, let's look at the court record. So, the murder weapon, brooch, mixing board, key ring, lettuce, autopsy report, crime photo, diagram, videotape, headset, igniter, remote trigger, forum diagram, article about the case, replica, prosecutor Gavin, I wonder if we can I don't know whether we can contradict that Darian doesn't have a motive yet, but maybe we can contradict something easier than that. Like maybe this wasn't Lamiwa's first trip to the country. But then to be fair, like Lamiwa didn't come to America and give Gavin the guitar personally, she mailed it from Virginia. So yeah, how can I possibly know her manager? I don't, like, I honestly don't even know that. I don't even know how we can prove that Darian knows Lettuce. So, yeah, crime scene, tape recording, remote trigger, diagram, Virginia newspaper article. I mean, yeah, I'm completely stumped. So I'm just gonna have to, just to get, like, maybe once I see the answer, that'll make my brain kick in a little bit, because with me having recently had a shower, my brain is kind of like in that post-shower sleepiness mode. I don't know whether anyone else gets like that, where they have a bath or a shower and then all of a sudden their body just like goes into full relaxation, tired, sleepy mode. Like, I don't feel sleepy, but my body just feels like my body mentally and physically just feels worn out. So yeah. So okay, so present the wait, the replica's the motive? Huh. Okay, second, yeah. Oh hi, Metal Mega Mike, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I always make sure to post in like communities that I'm a part of to let friends in other communities know when I go live. I'm doing well, thank you. So, yeah, right, let me, I need to click on the game again, there we go. So, right, present, so we're going to present the replica. But yeah, welcome in. I am currently playing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, but this is the trilogy version. And yeah, I'm currently just working my way through the trial. I've not been live that long, so I'm kind of still in the stage where I'm kind of getting back into the game. Yeah, so... Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescend, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. It really isn't candy, it's plastic. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. It is a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it? It does. Wait, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. Curative? For what? Apparently, it is most efficacious, that's a big word, at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of those healing cocoons out of Virginia. Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. Oh, that's totally fine, Mike. Yeah, thank you for popping in for a little bit. Feel free to go do what you gotta do, but I hope to see you in a stream again soon. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. Interpol? Right. The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as manager. But that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So, I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. Totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. Okay, time for a new testimony. Cocoon smuggling. Okay. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover. You kids think up the craziest things, but no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something and I'm going to find out what. Okay, time for the second cross-examination. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons, so I'll press to get more info. That memo, that's how you knew about the cocoons. Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I never heard of them. Well, Lamouvar knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they're illegal to export, that's all. Then, I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all. You could say people like me who know about them are a minority, yeah. But that includes everyone in international affairs, man. And everyone in Interpol too, for that matter, yeah. Okay, press. So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Latouche? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that... Okay, press. Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Yeah, cocoon smuggling, yeah, I already read that, but let's press it. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair too. Who's on trial here again? Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Press. Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to, down, Darian. It's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. The way Clavier was talking to Darian then, it was like he was, commanding his dog. International affairs, Interpol and Borginian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that Neva says. Why I oughta what? You want some of this? Haha, chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Grr, screw cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's got to be a way to find out what he was up to. Okay, so I wonder, so clearly I want to be looking at cocoon related evidence right now, so there's the replica, so replica of a cocoon from which a remedy for incuritis may be extracted. Ooh, hello. Sample, huh? Think they put a big enough label on it? Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake. Yes, they might think it was an otherwise tasty multicolored lump of plastic. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's actually much to examine with the replica itself. Okay. Incuritis syndrome, first case in country. Bent fragments. Yeah, they're... Okay, so... Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Okay. I mean, I think it is more lucrative than Darian thinks it is, but I don't think we can prove that. Yeah, the replica has to be... okay. I mean, I do wonder how he knows that Interpol's all hot and bothered about him, because, I mean, the only link to Interpol that we know of so far in this case is Latouche, and he's dead, so maybe, can't sell him. Man, this cross-examination is cryptic. That or my brain just really isn't working today because I can't like think. So yeah, let's see. So okay, let's see. How does the news, like, I just looked up what I'm meant to present, but even I'm like, how does the newspaper prove that? I don't even know. Wait, it's, oh, I presented the wrong newspaper. Oh. Yeah, I meant to present the newspaper article, not the Borginian newspaper. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justices. A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life. But even if the deal went through, why? It'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Crescent's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Crescent, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well, oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Borginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Okay, so we've got some new statements that have been added. Hmm. Okay, I think what I need to present is the replica, but I don't know the statement. I could also press the new statements to get more info, but yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna do that just to see just how strict is the customs check. Way strict, they keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them. That's right, Gavin was in Virginia, wasn't he? I remember setting off the metal detector several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fop. Okay, press. But that's pretty extreme. Virginia has this rep as an idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Virginia is a peaceful, pleasant country, so this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about those cocoons. That's the situation. Press. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. I would be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course. I wait for our judicial system. The replica has to be the key to its motive. Okay. I don't think we have any... I don't think we have any proof that they don't check everything. I mean, sure, the fact that Latouche had a gun on him, but then he's an agent, so he has to have a gun on him. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to present the replica again. Or I might have already said that, but yeah. I just need to see what statement. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. God, I really wish my brain cells were working. So let's present, and we're gonna present Gavin's guitar. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? Ah. I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamiwar. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood, so we vacuum packed it in Lamiwar's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. Well, what? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, her forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached in the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Well, yes, this in fact. An igniter, exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band? York! Order, order, order! So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution? Ah, her forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamiwar's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see, but things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Ah, Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch, now! The guitar burst into flames and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latouche died, with Lamiwar there to witness it. There's your case. Brilliant, man. Detective Crescent, I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Dorian. Feh, the Republic of Virginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Ha, let's see you make up a story for that kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. A Virginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamiwar heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch, now. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. And for once I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then, but be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? Okay, so it was someone who was on stage at the time, so who, for some reason I'm thinking, I'm thinking Lamiwa or Machi. Yeah, Machi. Okay. Yeah, I was right. I just wanted to check because obviously it's a pretty big penalty. So, but yeah, Maki Tobaye was the accomplice. There is only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Maki Tobaye. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than me. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that crime. Indeed, the defendant is Virginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lamiwar? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamiwar was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. While looking at this, it seems that Lamiwar still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamiwar stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamiwar's position in the air vent. Ah. Well, Detective Crushend, what do you say to that? Your Honor? Yes, Detective? Could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time? Well, I don't see why not. Well, what? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Ahahaha, too bad, so sad, punk. Punk? First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? The problem isn't in what we see, correct, Darian? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the wee pianist to set off that igniter? That right? Yes. Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Oh no, is he gonna do a dum-dum moment where it's gonna be like, but Maki's blind? Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem. Man, you still don't get it. Ah, yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva. Lamiwar. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo? Were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How can it all just... strange? Well, what's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, if Machi Tobaye didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here are some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on the matter now. Was the defendant Machi Tobaye the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought. Apollo, if Machi is not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. Well, what? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. Well, what's strange? No, it's just something's odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this? Can you prove Machi Tobaye pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Machi Tobaye pressed that switch? Okay, I think we can prove it. Yep. And we're gonna prove it using the mixing board. I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Her forehead, you're sure about this? I accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? But yeah, let's use the mixing board. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed, right before the guitar burst into flame. I hear a piano being played, but doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand? One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. What? So you're some kind of piano savant? Actually no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Irk. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist, couldn't he? Oh, Daddy, he couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. So sorry, so sad for you. No, not really. Haha. That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand right before the guitar burst into flame. Machi was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire, and one section of the song proves it. Okay, so I am gonna have to put my headphones on for this part, just because, you know, it's musical. I can't just guess without listening to the actual song. Okay. So, which part is the piano? I didn't really hear anything. Like, I don't really hear anything different. Maybe I'm like... I mean, yeah, it changes a little bit, but I wouldn't say it changes in a way that, you know, makes it noticeable. But I have the right part, I just didn't know. So yeah, we're gonna present this section. And there we go. I'm gonna, my hair's still drying a little bit. Like, it still feels a bit like a little on the damp side. So yeah. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realised by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realised it yourself, her forehead. Realise what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the parting question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Man, how many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section. The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to Oh That Night in Your Embrace. Play verse 2 again. There, did you hear that? They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 is high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. Ah, hurrah, what's that prove? I would think you know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two verses are different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Dorian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly, and that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh, that was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Nork. Order. I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. Heh. What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well, barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on the matter. Heh. Ah ha 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 ha. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over. I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, her forehead. Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts. Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But, 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion, but without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? We're in trouble now. The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said? It won't be easy proving you did it, especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck, and be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside him. 5 Darien Crescent's igniter and set it off. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy, something fatal. So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah yes, good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What? And this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better, I'm rather fond of poetry, and I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Her forehead. You are accusing this man Darien Crescent of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on for far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud, is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darien Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darien Crescent's plan is... Okay, we are going to... We're gonna call a witness, and then we're gonna call Machi Tobaye to the stand. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I need to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness. Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person? Man, that came on suddenly. But yeah, let's call Machi. The one person who can prove Dorian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobaye. Your client, again? Machi Tobaye was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Dorian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in the case. How so? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latouche was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Virginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar. Aha, very scientific of you. Thus, if Machi Tobaye acknowledges his agreement with Dorian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved. Dorian's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything, especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking a cocoon out of the country means death, by Borginian law. Ah, yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Ah, the victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia, and they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police, and it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobaye. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobaye knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace, a hidden mansion, real nice. You want a house made out of cookies, or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. He's really trying to persuade Machi not to talk. Please, don't talk. And then he cracked. Dorian, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession. Uh-oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. And you'll talk? You'll tell his court everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew from the beginning, I knew. Machi, situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule, however. It has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobaye, yes, I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobaye, not guilty. Yay, we did it! Court is adjourned. I wonder what'll happen to Machi. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. Lamiwar? My, is something wrong? I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage, your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation. It was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamiwar lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right, she's the landscape painter in sound after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamiwar. I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet, me too. And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. And that is the 10 About Serenade officially completed. There we go. So let's save. And now we are moving on to 10 About Succession. So, yep. And we're gonna keep it going. Okay, I'm back at Right Anything Agency. Hey Apollo, look on TV, look! Yeah, I'm kinda busy. Whoa, look at that! He's the last Grammary, alright, amazing. Apollo, you should be watching this. Ow, what? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. And why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lamouvoir disappeared. That's right, Uncle Valant did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now. I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father is expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth, happening right here in our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum? Hey, that's where the governor's concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary troupe Grammary is performing for the first time in 7 years. But yeah, notice, so obviously you see Valant on the left, but don't the other 2 people look pretty familiar? A little bit of foreshadowing there for what's to come. That's going to be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too. The legendary Grammarys. If Trucy's real father was still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. So we've got a magic show ticket to the premiere showing of A Grand Illusion by the magician Valant Grammary. Squeak. Ah, you are here, working hard or hardly working. Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I want to hear from my own kid, though he has been gone a long time. Ahaha, how goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for ya. Yay, pudding! I love pudding. Ooh, it's farm fresh. And not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups. I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know. Ahaha, how right you are. So you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. Huh? With me? Ooh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy. Can I just be a defense attorney? Ahaha. To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me you've heard of the Juris system, yes? The Juris system? That's right, the new legal system everyone's talking about. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe. Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The Juris system, huh? Okay, let's talk to Mr. Wright about the Juris system. So, Daddy, what's this Juris system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people that sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or not? Do you know, Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They're calling the new system the Juris system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. Ah, and there will be only 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show starring Dr. Wright. Haha, Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo. The perfect team. Mascot? Hey! Okay, let's ask about the secret mission. So, what is this secret mission? The jury system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like the system are always risky, Apollo. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion and they just talk and nothing gets decided. Kinda like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I? In any case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the Jurist System Simulated Court Committee. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurist candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job. I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is. Simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So, what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it is the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True. The case is a murder. That's not simple at all. By simple, did you mean that the defendant is guilty? Yes, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you? Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway, no sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided, and a potentially serious sentence, the most serious in a worst-case scenario. Ack, you mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial, that's a real trial. All the forms have been filed, there's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope we can make room in your schedule. And why am I only hearing about this now? Ah yes, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Eh? Something that happened last night. Okay, ask about blank grammary. Hey Apollo, I know you're all excited about that secret mission, but what about this? The Troop Grammary Grand Magic Show. Huh? Oh right, the card tricks. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions. The what did that say? Miracles, the apocalypse, heaven and earth will shake. So what, that's 3 whole days from now. It's at Sunshine Coliseum, let's go today. We can say hi to Uncle Flan. Have fun. What? I can't go by myself, you know I'm not very outgoing. Right. Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow regardless. I don't trust that spy. He knows something he's not telling me. Yippee, now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Grammary. That reminds me. What's this, Daddy? Isn't that still cat the Grammary seal? Consider it a birthday present, Trucy. Thanks, it's great. But today isn't my birthday. Good point. What day is it today, Apollo? Huh? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. Then it's a Recycle Your Plastics present. Yippee, so it's plastic. I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. So what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? No. Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do. Okay, Grammary envelope from Mr. Right. Do not open until the time is right. No pun intended. An envelope about the Grammaries, huh? Okay, now let's ask about the trial simulation. Alright, so what case are you going to use? You really want to know, don't you? Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? If all goes well, then yes, of course it's just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were. There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good, that's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial, all of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo, if I am in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Alright, I'd recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask him about the scene there. But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client, if you can get her to talk. Well, time's a-wasting. Okay, so let's go to the detention center first and see about our client. Past 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes. Maybe I should complain. I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "Oh, waiter," and they're standing right behind you. Oh, guard. Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Eek! Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's the silence, it builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Eek! She passed out. Miss Magic Underwear might have been a better bet. That's magic panties, Apollo. Okay, let's try and talk to the client. Introductions. Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know. And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign? I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. Okay, let's ask about her name. So what's your name? Oh, right. I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo. Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know. This is getting nowhere fast. Okay, let's ask about the case. Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions. Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless, though I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. Well, look, she's doing her nails. What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy. Excuse me. Could you read this? Sure. I feel like a teenager on a first date, and this is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Mission. The address is for Drew Studio. Okay, defendant's business card. The address for Drew Studios on the front. And you're giving me this card because... Well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime. Let's go find out. Okay, so... Oh my god, so many hairs. Where did they all come from? Man, I didn't even realize I had that many hairs on my dressing gown. Okay, um, so yeah, we're gonna go back to Write Anything Agency, and we are going to, let's go to Drew Studio first. Wow, it looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art, or maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. Apollo, look at all those paintings. Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. Very pretty paintings. Huh? Apollo, look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Yeah, good point. That is odd. Okay, Drew Misham's paintings added to the court record. All the paintings are a really different style too. Ah, I thought I might find you two here. Emma's here. Emma, long time no see. Oh, seems like I run into you two far too often. I'll bet I'll know why you're here too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed, the artist who owns this studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Misham? And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning. That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning's a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. Poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackoos. We can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around, which means we better find out as much as we can here at the scene, or else. Okay, so let's look around. So let's examine the body outline first. Eek, Apollo, but that's where the body was. That's the spot where Mr. Drew Misham passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips and the next moment, there's quite a bit of paint on the ground. See that half-painted painting there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Wow, a true artist to the end. Or maybe he started it a year ago and was procrastinating. Okay, let's examine the cup that he supposedly drank out of. Ah, that's the victim's coffee mug. Aha, so the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poison mug of coffee. I would hope so. Poisoned coffee? Not exactly, actually. What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side after all. Okay, the coffee cup has been added to the court record. Oh my god. This is the problem with me having a shower. All my loose hairs start coming out. Okay, what else is in here? Let's see. Is that the post box? That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a room like this. Let's take a look. Empty. The other half of that letterbox is actually connected to the outside of the studio. Mr. Misham put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that someone still writes letters in this day and age, or wrote rather. Okay, what's this painting behind here? Hey, there's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow and he didn't want anyone to see it? You certainly seem pleased by the possibility. Huh, it's so normal. That's hardly something to get mad about. Huh? What is it, Apollo? Well, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. Huh? I'd better get a professional opinion on this. Okay, hidden painting found at Drew Studio, notable for the large plum in the foreground. So, okay. There's another cup there. Let's slide. So, ooh, that open drawer looks interesting. Let's take a closer look at this desk here. Okay, so let's look in this drawer. This envelope has been opened and resealed. Ooh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Why would someone open a letter then seal it again? I better hang on to this. Okay, red envelope. Let's look at the picture of the victim and his daughter. So this is Drew Mission. And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some years ago. They look close, a happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Ack. Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious, scientifically speaking. Aha, right. Let's look at this weird little photo frame. Ooh, cute. Look at the tiny frame, Apollo. Tiny is right. That thing's barely 2 inches high. What picture will fit in that? None, apparently. It's empty. There's no glass in it either. What's it doing sitting on the desk? This is a lesson for us all. Be sure to check the size when you buy frames. Okay. What else is there around here? Okay. I'm gonna go... Let's examine the paintings some more. I wouldn't mind taking a closer look at those paintings. I just love oils. You know how they're so thick? Is that the word? These paints are all dry. I'm just surprised at how different these all are. Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one? It must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit the finished parts. I noticed. That is weird. Okay, what else is there? Let's look at the cup, I guess. I imagine this coffee cup was for guests to use. Guests? Did the police already analyze the cup too? Not a trace of poison was found on that cup, so the killer was after Drew Mission alone. Okay, so we've definitely examined everything on this side of the room. So let's see, let's examine everything here. What's this? Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That would be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting is harder than I thought. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? No clue. Yeah, let's examine this. What is all this equipment here for? It doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood too, though his equipment's a bit old to tell the truth. Why would a painter need all this? The best, I'd say he hasn't used this stuff for years. This corner doesn't fit with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. But these cost like 50 bucks at the magic shop. Okay, let's look at the shelf. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. How about the shade of green? That'll be enough of that, thanks. Okay, Let's examine the desk again, because there is some things left. Okay, let's look at this marionette puppet. Something about the way that figure is posed. I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo. See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I am a professional. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Okay, let's look at the books. Is this a journal? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. Well, what is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? It's new. He didn't write a single line. Oh, you had me going for a while there. Hey, Apollo, what's this feather thingy? Isn't that a pen, like an old-fashioned quill pen? And it doesn't have a pointy end. That was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific, that's my motto. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? Okay, so I think we are about done here in terms of examining everything. So I could always try talking to Emma, but we can't exactly get... I mean, I think we can talk to her, we just won't get much information out of her. So this Drew Mission was some kind of artist. Apparently did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Oh, well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah, that wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. Huh, so it was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Mission. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean, to anyone? He was always locked up here in the studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that letterbox there. Letters? Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way was more artistic, you know? Okay, the letterbox has been added to the court record. In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Misham's and Vera's, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Misham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever? Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? Okay, let's ask about the defendant. So, this woman, Vera. She's Mr. Misham's daughter, right? Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently, she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me. So about the poison, it was found to be in his coffee, right? No, not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? It means see for yourself, I think. Okay, let's ask about the night of the crime. Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into the studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles. And it just so happened that he died the night of his first interview. And around 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night, he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died. She poisoned him on the night of his interview? Wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Mission when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was the reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, but why is she the suspect? If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Misham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that. Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter. Okay, let's ask about forensic science. I bet Emma can help us out here. Don't forget, Flannery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. Huh? What are you two whispering about? Well, I was thinking. I mean, what is it we always do when we run into you at a crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically? Ah, you know me too well. Okay. Okay, meaning we can get scientific now? Well, I suppose, just this once. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out. Okay, let's, so we're gonna present stuff to Emma. So let's start with, we'll start with the coffee cup because there's very obviously like a lip print or something on there. Okay, let's look at this. Hey, look there! That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo. That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, the stain is probably, better ask Emma. Oh, okay. So we've got a new piece of forensic science equipment. So that spray, it turns anything blue when it touches poison. Atraquinine. Okay. Oh, it takes at least 15 minutes to kick in from ingestion time. No, Juicy, why would you spray that on him? Okay, so we're gonna spray the... Oh my god, my freaking... Ow. My ear is being rather bothersome. Why the hell is this, That's so weird. There's not a sign of any kind of poison anywhere. Oh wait, there's something there in the little frame. There's poison in that frame. Interesting. So a tiny frame that bears traces of the poison has been added to the court record. So, yeah, they're pretty similar. Pardon me. God damn it. Ugh. Don't mind me, I was just pulling more loose hairs off myself. Like the top of my dress here is kind of, it was covered in hairs, but I've done a good job of clearing them off. Okay, let's present Vera's card. Okay. Okay. She doesn't want to talk about that letter. That's weird. Ooh, another scientific tool. Interesting. X-ray analyzer. Interesting. Oh my god. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah, this thing is really... Oh my god. Oh. Can the hairs just... There we go. Yeah, I clearly need to do a better job of, you know, making sure I don't have any loose hairs on me after a shower or bath, because, yeah, I'm just like, ooh, it's kind of distracting, like, because I keep getting tickled by hairs. I don't mean to draw attention to it, but it's just like, yeah. It is kind of a funny distraction, because it's like, really? Loose hairs are distracting you from playing a game? I think this letter reader is one of my favourite tools in the game. I think it is pretty magical how it can make reading letters without even opening them really easy. But yeah, let's rub. There we go. Okay, and there's some more. So we can get a lottery number 7 big winner. I think that's what it says. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. There we go. And there we go, now it's coming through really clear. So now we're gonna try it with the actual letter. Okay. There we go, so let's rub. So the letter is addressed to Drew. Mr. Drew Misham, I've deposited the $100,000 in this designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. So, mission received a big amount of money from someone, it seems. And there we go. So now we can print this out. Ooh, there's another page. Cool. By the way, even though this game, it does let you examine mail, obviously in real life you should never read anyone else's mail. Even if they are dead, like, I don't think if I was a detective or a forensic scientist, I don't even know if I read mail. I mean, I have always thought about how cool it would be to be a forensic scientist, because one of my favourite kind of guilty pleasure TV shows that I don't think many of my IRL friends know I'm into is NCIS. I'm a big fan of like police procedurals and stuff like that. So yeah, and one of my favourite characters from NCIS, she's not been in the show for a few years now because she left during season. She left at the end of season 15, but Abby Shooter was like, I thought she was such a cool character, and she was a forensic scientist, and like, I think it's also because she kind of broke the norm, because when you do think of a forensic scientist, you think of someone, like, you kind of think of someone like Emma, like very kind of down to earth, serious about her job, that might seem a little bit like geeky and nerdy, but with Abby, she kind of broke the norm, where she was like this goth queen who knew a lot about, who didn't look like the type of person to know a lot about guns and chemicals and stuff like that, but she really did. Okay, so contains 2 sheets of writing paper. I'm guessing the printouts that we got from forensic analysing that letter are also included in that now. Wait, the reporter's gonna be a witness? Okay, so turns out both of our purposes for the investigation have kind of converged into one again, because now we aren't just going to the Colosseum to see the lamp, we're gonna go see if that reporter is there, which is really convenient, that's the word I'm looking for. One of my favourite YouTube walkthroughers, Let's Players to watch, is a guy called The Rad Brad, and one of his catchphrases that always makes me laugh is, "How convenient." Like, he'll always say it whenever he discovers like a neat feature in a video game, or whenever like him and a character kind of on the same wavelengths with what they're thinking or what they're saying or even what they're doing. But yeah, but yeah, D-Rad Brad is, I mean, D-Rad Brad, I mean, he is very popular. He's got quite a few subscribers, like in the millions range. But yeah, but he's been around for so many years, and he's walked through so many like of the big games from over the years. So like GTA 5, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, like Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human, Death Stranding 2. Like if you can think of any game, and any game that you might want to watch a walkthrough of on YouTube, chances are the D-Rad Brad has done it. So yeah, so if you are like, obviously I do understand if people don't watch walkthroughs on YouTube because they don't want to be spoiled or anything. Like, it's like with my streams, like if I showcase a game, I don't expect like record breaking numbers of viewers or subscribers or likes or comments or anything, because I know there will be people that won't want to see the game until they play it themselves, which is totally fine. So yeah, but on YouTube, like if you do like just like sit through a YouTube playlist of like someone playing a game, then yeah, the D-Rad Brad is a really good channel and person to go to for that. So yeah. Okay. Right, yeah. I think we're done here. So I'm gonna go to the Colosseum. Although I am considering maybe taking a short break just to grab a snack, because I'm kind of finding myself getting increasingly hungry, and or increasingly peckish anyway, and seeing Emma eat those snackies right in front of me really isn't helping. So I think I am gonna take a short break just to eat something and hopefully like not really re-energize myself, but just kind of get out of that, like, because my tummy is kind of like, it's not growling or anything, but it is kind of in that state where it feels like it's yearning for some food to enter it. So yeah, I'll go to the Colosseum and then I'll probably put the Be Right Back screen on. So yeah. Woohoo! This is it, Apollo, the place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago, it was the place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Lan. What about the case? Wah ha 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 ha. Only a performer laughs like that. The young Miss Trucy. How often I hope we meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream. Teehee, Uncle Lan, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too. Jesus. I don't know why, but whenever I sneeze today, like, it always comes on really suddenly. Anyway, humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits. Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you've come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, we came to wish you good luck, and congratulations on your big magic show. Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles such as the ones I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing, we get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifi's illusions are reborn, here on stage by my hand. Okay, so... Yep, So I am now going to take a break just to grab a little snack, but I hope to be back within, well, I'm hoping it'll be between like a 5-10 minute break at the latest. But yeah, I'm gonna grab a small bite to eat because I am getting increasingly peckish, and yeah, and I feel like if I don't eat food soon, it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna legit be really, really hungry again. So yeah, I will see you all again soon. But in the meantime, feel free to use this break to just chill or go get a snack yourself or go use the bathroom if need be. But yeah, I will be right back, guys. Okay guys, sorry that break ended up being a little bit longer than I planned. Yeah, at first I thought I was just gonna be snacking on sushi, and then I thought, man, I really need something sweet after that, so I had some chocolate and caramel cookies. These ones to be exact. They're only cheap brand, but they're very, very nice. But yeah, so so I know I've not been reading as much all of a sudden because my voice already, you might be able to tell, but it does sound a little hoarse already. But I probably will be talking a little less just whilst my food works its way down my system. So yeah, just warning you now. Okay, let's talk to Valant. Just make sure the audio is okay. Yep, you can hear the game and you can hear me. Perfect. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about Magnifique Grammary. Also, very glad I made the choice to drink some water as a palate cleanser because some of that sushi I had was really spicy. Because my local, I'm literally fortunate enough to live like 5 minutes away, like a 5 minute drive away from a supermarket. So so yeah. So it's really easy to go and get some food. But yeah, yeah, the platter of sushi my fiance usually gets me as a treat. It has, it doesn't just have like normal sushi, it has like really fancy spicy sushi or curried sushi. And yeah, it can be a bit on the spicy side. And I don't even have wasabi on my sushi. I am not really... the first and only time I had wasabi, I probably made the mistake of having way more of it than I should have had. Because I actually thought it was guacamole at first. Because because wasabi and guacamole, they are a very similar colour. So, yeah, but... yeah, I basically had way too much wasabi the first and only time I had it. My sinuses and my whole face just felt like they were burning up. So yeah, I'm not a fan of wasabi. I will have some soy sauce, and I've never really tried, like, in the UK, whenever you get served sushi, you usually get like shredded ginger with it. but I've never tried that with sushi, although I only really like ginger in a dessert context anyway, so like gingerbread men or ginger biscuits or ginger cake. I do feel like it works better as a sweet than as a savoury ingredient. Okay, let's ask about the performance rights. Yep, we know that all too well from when Maya Faye's mother unexpectedly showed up, like literally like 3 days before she was gonna be declared legally dead because she'd been missing for so long. But yeah, if you thought it like Phoenix Wright's trilogy was the only trilogy to like associate with a case from the past, nope, the Apollo Justice trilogy does it as well. Like, cause I feel like the kind of backstory case in the Phoenix Wright trilogy is the DL6 incident for the most part, especially for the first Ace Attorney game, and then like for this, the kind of hidden backstory does seem to be around like the Gramarys and their legacy. Okay, so let's present the magic show ticket. No! But yeah, I wonder if Valant knows what's in this envelope. It is a shame that Trucy apparently doesn't know, like, she doesn't know to refer to Phoenix as her adopted daddy and Zach Gramary as her birth daddy. Lord Daddy. Oh god. But yeah, whatever's in that envelope has got Valant very on edge, so yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's talk to Milan about Mr. Brushel. Whoa. He tore apart Brushel's card. Whoa. Okay, let's go back to the detention centre so we can get there from the right anything agency. There we go. I mean, first off, yeah, this guy is as colourful as he looks, but yeah, I'm just gonna assume, I've never actually questioned this, but I do think that is face paint on his face, which is why like half of his face is like blue. It would also explain the like blushed cheeks. I don't think that he's actually blushing. I think that's just makeup. Yeah, I think it's become pretty obvious already what Brushel's running gag is, but yeah, he basically literally quotes everything he says. I'm trying to figure out what Spark Brushel is a pun of. Like it's not a journalism pun. I do think I do think there are some names. Yeah, a lot of the names in Phoenix, right? They are puns, and it can be obvious. But I think there is some names that are just like, you know, they're not punny, but they're just plain comedic. Cause it's like who in real life would outright call their son Spark Brushel? Okay, let's talk to him. Let's ask him about himself. Okay, let's ask about the night of the crime. So, I know I brought it up on stream yesterday about being excited for Daryl Dixon, and the first thing I did after I got up this morning was watch the new episode, and so far I have very good reason to be excited because yeah, season 3 got off to a really interesting start, and I was right with, I think, the later prediction I made that they didn't spend all of the first episode in England. I think they spent about half of it in England, and the other half was they were actually trying to get home after that. And the whole reason why the season ends up taking place in Spain is because Daryl ends up in another shipwreck, only this one he didn't like voluntarily jump off the boat. He it was just an unfortunate accident as part of a storm. But yeah, and one of the things I was really looking forward to in the opening episode was Stephen Merchant guest starring, and he definitely did not disappoint. In fact, I think, and I really hope this is true, but I'm hoping people will realise how good of a dramatic actor he is, because he is more known for his comedy roles, but in Daryl Dixon he does such a good job of being serious, and like, he is still funny, but he is also very serious and very, like, kind of relatably anxious at times. Like, he basically, like, at one point his character kind of has like a mini panic attack, all because he kind of starts, like, suddenly feels the weight of getting these two survivors that he's suddenly become very friendly with, back to America. So yeah, I won't go too much into detail about the episode because I know there might be a few people that will watch this stream that are also Daryl Dixon fans like I am, and they won't want to be spoiled, because I do imagine, like, even though Daryl Dixon does come out weekly, like, it's like how I said with the anime, like, I think there will be people that, like, won't watch Daryl Dixon weekly, and instead they'll just wait until after all the episodes come out, because, like, the thing is with the Walking Dead spin-offs is they are much shorter in length than the main show. Like, the main show towards the end of its run was like going into like 21, 22, 23 episode seasons, whereas with the spin-offs it's very much like very bite-sized, usually between like 6 and 8 episodes, so very small, very compact, but still yeah, pretty much 10 out of 10, like, all the time. Very, very good. And it's funny that, like, apart from Fear the Walking Dead, which is really good, the only other spin-off that actually does have longer seasons, Well Beyond, like, I didn't think that one was too bad, but yeah, the critics really weren't a fan of Walking Dead Well Beyond. which I honestly don't even see why. I think maybe it's because, like, people just look at teens in the apocalypse and they're like, why are we focusing on them? We should be focusing on the adults. Okay, the interview. I wonder if this is related to the the two paintings that seem very similar to each other in Drew's studio. See, Giant Peach, that does actually sound like the painting that Misham has in his studio. So maybe if we present that painting, then it might jog Brushall's memory a little bit. Okay, what about the other one? Oh, okay. What about this? No, never mind. It seems like Brushall doesn't really want to talk about any evidence. So, on that note, I'm just gonna move somewhere else. So let's go to Drew Studio. There we go. Okay, so let's present, and we're gonna present no way! Drew Misham did steal that painting that's hidden behind the dresser. No way. So Drew Misham actually wasn't a legal artist, he was a forger. Ooh. Let's talk to Emma about this new juicy information. I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, if that other copy that Drew was apparently forging, if that was finished, then yeah, we probably wouldn't have been able to have told it apart. But because the sketch is still exposed, it's easier to see that it is a forgery. I swear this is the first case that actually involves a victim that was a criminal. I don't think there was any cases in Ace Attorney, like Phoenix Wright's game, or Trilogy, that had Well, actually, no, there was Dahlia. Never mind. Yeah, Dahlia Hawthorne was probably the most prominent criminal that was in court. I keep feeling stuff tickling me. I don't know whether it's like phantom. I think it is like a phantom tickle. Maybe I'm like too used to hairs falling on me. Okay, so let's present the paintings. So okay, so I mean, yeah, let's see what the rough sketch for the painting that we're so obviously interested in looks like. So there we go. Pardon me. Okay, the sketch is coming into focus. Okay. Doesn't that look like the Governor's concert? Yeah, that looks like a man on fire playing a guitar. That looks similar to what happened in the last case. Oh, I just remembered the gimmick with the paintings. Yeah. It'll become more obvious once I do examine the other paintings, but yeah, turns out this artist, like, this artist's work has a connection with cases Apollo's done in the past. I used to love art classes in school though. Like, art was definitely one of the lessons I looked more forward to. Because I feel like I am a very creative, artistic person. Like, I love music. I love to watch movies. I mean, video games can be considered art in a lot of ways, but yeah, I did really enjoy the feeling at school of just like going into a classroom. And I mean, it wasn't free form. We couldn't just like paint or draw whatever we wanted to. Obviously, we were given like some sort of brief or given like sample pictures or stuff to base our work off of. But yeah, I do have a lot of. There was quite a few paintings in particular that I did during my art days at school that I kind of look back and remember, and I'm like, yeah, I did good with that one. Like for one lesson in secondary school, I actually painted, like I had like a laminated copy of the Finding Nemo poster for reference, and I actually painted the Finding Nemo poster just like on a page in my art book. And I also did something very similar with I think it was Rihanna's Rated R album. But yeah, I got given like a laminated photo of Rihanna's Rated R album, and I had to paint that album cover in my book. And I also in secondary school I did a really cool tribal African mask drawing that I was proud of. So yeah, plus like I do consider like some of my art teachers to be like my favourite teachers that I ever had in school. Like, I guess I got really lucky that like I was taught art by some really nice, down to earth teachers. But I do think most of my favourite teachers were IT related, because obviously I work in software development when I am working, and I have got a lot of IT related qualifications. So yeah, and throughout like my long period of learning IT, not just in school but in college and also uni, I have had my fair share of like really awesome, really down to earth, like easy to get along with IT and even computer science teachers. Because like I do get why there are like the strict teachers that are slightly more forceful with like how you behave in a class, but I do really like it when you do get those genuine teachers that, yeah, they'll tell you off when they feel like they really need to, but for the most part they're really gentle and supportive, and they do try and make the lessons as fun as possible. Okay, so let's check out this painting now. Doing this like analysing by like filling in like the layers of contents of paper, it does kind of remind me of when we did like printing. Not like printing on a printer printing, but like the art printing where it's very similar, where you basically have some sort of stencil, and then you basically get given like a roller of paint, and you kind of just like roll it over the stencil, and that kind of creates a print. Yeah, that was a really fun day in art class when I did that. Wait, yeah, so, yeah, I'm right. So all of the rough sketches of these paintings seem to showcase cases that Apollo has worked on before. But it's like, how in the heck does Drew Mission even know about these cases? Because like, look, this is the Borscht Ball Club from the first case of Apollo Justice's attorney. So now let's do the only one we've not looked at yet, which is the one of the blowfish? Pufferfish? So if the first one displayed the governors and the last one displayed, then I'm trying to remember what the second case was. Was it the magician case with Trucy? Oh no, yeah, it was Eldoon's Noodles. Yeah, of course it was. I don't think he's getting excited, Emma. I think he's getting very perplexed. It is kind of cool for the last case, because yeah, spoiler alert, this is the last case of the first Apollo Justice game in the trilogy, but it is cool for this case how they decided to bring all of the other cases into it, even if the way they bring all the other cases into it is a bit like far-fetched. It's like, what are the chances that a random artist that Apollo has never met before just decides to do rough sketches of the cases he's worked on throughout the game? It almost sounds a bit stalkery. Because like the rough sketches almost make it seem like Drew was like a massive fan of Apollo. Yeah, literally. Even Apollo is like, I've never even heard of this guy. How has he heard of me? And yeah, that's a heck of a way to end the investigation portion. So yeah, now we're gonna start the first portion of the trial. I'm gonna have to be really careful now, because obviously, yeah. I mean, it's easy to tell which which save is the one I'm currently working on, because you can see like the date and the time. Ooh, the sun's setting. My curtains have just got a really nice orange hue on them. Lol. That's gotta be the most OTT smiley face emoji ever. And she's doing the nails again. If you're wondering why the game's showing like a weird hand model, apparently like, so if the game was 3D and actually showed it, then you basically see like Vera putting her fingers into the spaces between the fingers on the plastic hand, and that's how she kind of gets. Because I mean, my fellow ladies will know this, but usually when you do your nails, you kind of point them in like a ballerina-esque way in order to, you know, in order to get your nails in like a good enough position to not only apply the nail polish correctly, but also it's also a good position to put your nails in to dry them. So yeah. Clearly I need to drink more because my throat isn't getting any better, it's just getting worse. It's a good thing Monster's sugar free, because otherwise, like I don't know how much sugar those cookies have, but yeah, if Monster wasn't sugar free, then yeah, safe to say I'd probably, I mean, I don't eat a lot of sugar, but I mean, I'd imagine like Monster, like non-sugar free Monster and a cookie wouldn't be the best combination. Ooh, Clavier's on the prosecution again. Okay, so I know I said I might plan on going 4 hours, but given that my voice is kind of, I mean, right now it sounds okay, but it is kind of like switching between sounding okay and then sounding hoarse AF. So I think before I get too deep into this trial section, I probably am going to call it a day here, just because I feel like this is a really good place to stop. So, pardon me. So yeah, let's save, but I am glad that we actually managed to get the investigation section done for this case. So so next Monday I will be focusing on the trial again. So yeah, yeah, that did save, right? Yeah, it did. Okay. So I'm going to exit the game. I don't need to save because yeah, I already did that. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on stream ending scene just so people know that I'm wrapping up. But yeah, thank you for coming, everyone. Yeah, thank you for bearing with me again whilst I have my snack break. I know it's perfectly natural to like go on a little break if you're feeling hungry on stream, but I do appreciate that there will be, I mean, it depends on personal opinion, but it might annoy some people that are like, oh, she'd rather eat food than stream. But yeah, so yeah, so my next stream will be tomorrow, and yeah, I think it will be a definite Yakuza stream. So yeah, look forward to that. And that should start at 4 p.m. BST as per usual. I'm trying to think if it, yeah, it definitely is Yakuza tomorrow. I don't think I have any other games to catch up on. Um, yeah, I'm trying to remember where I even got to in Yakuza, because Yakuza 3, it is kind of one of the more blurry Yakuza games where everything seems to kind of blend together a bit. Like, it doesn't seem to have as much of a, obvious structure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing that tomorrow. In the meantime, let's raid someone. So, who have we got? So, Rabel is online playing Generation 5 Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Neshi is trying out the latest new RPG from Square Enix, I think. Lost Soul aside. Baldur's Gate 3. Rover TV is doing a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, but he's on Act 3, so I probably won't be raiding into him because I think the point I'm at on my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough is I think I'm like at the end of Act 1, maybe at the start of Act 2. So yeah, I really need to actually give that game a proper shot where I just actually complete it. Because I mean that game won Game of the Year like so many times over in 2023, and yet I can't. And yet I've just not really managed to get into it. Uh, mm, mm. Yeah, let's read. Let's read Jessica Havoc. She's playing Fallout. Yeah. For those that don't know, Jessica is actually a really talented professional wrestler. I have made it very, 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 very clear on stream how big of a wrestling fan I am. So it actually meant quite a lot to me when Jessica not only raided me a few a couple of months ago now, but she also followed me on Twitch, which was really, really, really nice, and I really appreciated it. So yeah, we're gonna raid Jessica, who when she's not kicking butt in TNA, she's streaming on Twitch. So yeah, let's raid Jessica Havoc. She is playing Fallout 76. It looks like she's doing PC first, and then maybe she's gonna switch to console after that. But yeah, let's raid Jess and say hello. I probably won't stick around too long. I might stay just to say hi and catch up, and then after that I will probably run and go do my own thing. But yeah, let's go show Jess some love. So yeah, until tomorrow, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye bye.